ranking people from most in the matrix to least in the matrix, most brainwashed to most free. Let's go. And make sure you stick around to the end to see who ends up being the most free on the list. Okay, my number one category is gonna be people who work for the government, particularly military, police, NHS staff, social workers. I'm sorry, if you're one of these people, don't get mad, but I'll put you guys in the category of the most brainwashed people in society from my life experiences. This will be the type of person that is willing to sacrifice their life or their safety or their health for the state or for orders given to them by the state. They're willing to go against their own morals for orders given to them by the state. So unfortunately, that's gonna have to be the most brainwashed category. I'll also put in this category like public sector employees. So like, these are just gonna be people that, they work for the council or something, not necessarily like on the front lines, but they part of the system, they uphold that system of government, supremacy, council, extortion and leverage like over the people, the human beings that live in our society. So they're part of that system, so unfortunately they're gonna be in that category too.
Hey!
Next most brainwashed category is gonna be people who work for big corporations. So you got the people that work for the government, then you got people that work for the big private corporations. Again, this is just a bit of fun, but I'm saying if you work for a big corporation, it's more likely that you will do something for a paycheck. You're more likely someone says, look, you have to take this substance to keep working, or you're gonna get a pay cut, you're gonna lose your job. They're more able to be coerced, right? So people that work for the big corporations, sorry guys, you're gonna be in the next category.
Hey!
Then you're gonna have, as the third category, I'm gonna say people that just generally work 9 to 5. These are just gonna be normal people, they work a 9 to 5. Now, I don't have nothing against 9 to 5ers. I've been a 9 to 5er. In fact, I used to sell vaccines, so I was super in the category. Even though I didn't believe in that stuff, I was super in that matrix. So this is not to say you can't be awake in it, but it's more about your actions than your thoughts, because your actions is actually what defines who you are and your behavior. So 9 to 5ers, I'm sorry, if you have to work in the monetary system just to earn a living, you're gonna be in that brainwash category, because we are trading the most valuable thing about us, which is our time with our loved ones, our dignity, our humanity, for a monetary system. So even though we have to do it, we're forced to do it, you're still gonna be in that category.
Hey!
Also, this is mainly because through no fault of our own, we are dependent on the monetary system. So if you're dependent on the system of usury, on earning money, which doesn't exist, if you're dependent, your time is taken from you in order to do that, you gotta be in that category. So number 4, you're gonna have like independent contractors, or people that, they have a job, but, they got flexible hours. I'll even put like work from home people, because they're like kind of finessing it. Like, I'm just kind of half doing my job, half spending time with my family. These people are going to be in that next category. So, and you're going to be in this category because you're still dependent on the system of money, right? And then your time is still being taken and you're not deciding what to do with your time. So that's got to put you in that category, right? That number 4. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. So number 5, stay with me guys. I'm going to put in number 5, I'm going to put entrepreneurs and criminals. Yeah, wild take, I know. And this is not to say everyone, but entrepreneurs and criminals, if you are not dependent on someone else telling you what to do with your time in order to earn money, and I'll say successful criminals, you gotta be a successful criminal. If you're not dependent on someone else using you or using your time or bossing you around, you basically, if you don't have a boss basically, then technically you're still dependent on that system of money, but you're not being told what to do, you're more free. So therefore, generally speaking, you're gonna be in that less brainwashed category, right? So next, now I'm gonna say people that don't have to work at all. Now you can still be brainwashed, don't get me wrong. This is more about like freedom, dependence on the system. I should use that word instead. I just like to trigger people sometimes. But now I'm gonna say people, if you don't have to work, so the money comes in, but you don't have to do nothing to get it. You are an heir, or even if you're a landlord, you've got some big inheritance, you basically can't really be controlled in the same way as everyone else, because you can do whatever you want. You're not even dependent on the system of money. This is if you're going to be if you're a member of the royal family or a royal family, you've got a big ass inheritance. You basically use the system of money, but you don't need the system of money. So you're not dependent. You're not subject to that system. You can still be brainwashed in other ways, but in terms of generally speaking, you can kind of do whatever you want. But remember, the system of money is still a system of enslavement, and we're all subject to it. If we live in this society, we all have to be part of that. So we're all kind of not free, kind of enslaved, kind of brainwashed, because we trade our time in pursuit of something that isn't actually tangible, isn't actually real. So then the final category, this is gonna be the most free or the least brainwashed people. This is gonna be people that live outside the system. I'm talking about you're off grid, like they don't even use money. You're just living off the land, do you know what I mean? Or if you live in a tribe on like North Sentinel Island, these are people where like they will just hunt for their food. If you come on the territory, if you're talking about North Sentinelese and that, if you come on the territory, they'll just kill you because they're operating on pure instinct, on pure animal instinct. They don't need money, they don't need technology, they're not dependent on the system at all, they're not dependent on the government, they don't consume media. So this is where I'm aspiring to be at. This is the least brainwashed people in the world, the most free people. They don't have the rules that we have to follow in society. They don't even eat processed food. They don't have food that comes from other regions that get shipped to them. They are hunting for their food. They're completely self-sufficient, don't use money, in tune with nature. This is how we should be. But obviously we can't be like that, because here's me talking to you on my iPhone that it completely contradicts that notion. But the truth is, that's still the hierarchy. Even though I'm not the highest in the hierarchy, we can't help it, you know what I mean? But that's the hierarchy. The most brainwashed, most enslaved people, in my opinion, to the most free people.